Good morning, everybody. It's pride and pleasure to welcome you all. I feel extremely honored and privileged in welcoming our chief guest, Sri Narendra Singh, Honorable Minister, Agriculture, Government of Bihar, Chairperson of the session, Honorable Justice Navniti Prasad Singh, High Court, Patna, Bihar, Padma Shri Dr. K. L. Chadha, President and eminent horticulturist, and the Deputy Director General, former Deputy Director General Horticulture ICR, former Chairman ASRB, Sri Kriti Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor SS Chaudhary, Chief Conservator Forest, and dignitaries. Welcoming and honoring guest has been the integral part of our custom and tradition, and as such, I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor to welcome our chief guest, Sri Narendra Singh Sahab, Honorable Agriculture Minister, with the flower bouquet. May I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to offer the anniversary and the memento to our chief guest. May I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to welcome Honorable Justice and Chairperson of the session with the flower bouquet, Angbastra, and the memento. I would like to request Honorable Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, to welcome the internationally acclaimed horticulture scientist and former Deputy Director General ICR, Dr. K. L. Chadha, with the flower bouquet, Angabastra, and the memento. May I request Dean Postgraduate Studies to welcome former Chairman ASRB, Dr. Kriti Singh, with the flower bouquet, Angbastra, and the memento. May I request to Registrar for welcoming our Chief Conservator Officer, Sri SS Chaudhary. May I request to Dr. B.B. Patel, Organizing Secretary, to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, President, Bihar Horticulture Society. May I request Dr. A.K. Singh from RAU to welcome our Organizing Secretary.
तुम्हारा स्वागत है श्रीमान, अंग देश के पुण्य धरा पर स्वागत है श्रीमान, तुम्हारा स्वागत है श्रीमान, तुम्हारा स्वागत है श्रीमान.
Now I would like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor for welcome address.
Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Government of Bihar, our chief guest of today's function, Honorable Justice Navniti Prasad Singh, Honorable Padma Shri Dr. K. L. Chadha, Dr. Kriti Singh, माननीय विधायक श्री सुबोध राय जी, माननीय विधायक तारापुर मिसेस नीता चौधरी जी, my all fellow delegates, my all fellow old and new colleagues. We have several directors, Dr. Balraj Singh, Dr. Ravi Shankar. We have my own colleagues from IRA. We have colleagues from Rajasthan. We have colleagues from Lucknow. We have our guest, the senior advocate, Sri Devendra Babu. We have all scientists, all part of the country. That's a great privilege for me. We have our own students. We have our own faculty. We have our own dean, director, director research, director planning, director seeds, dean agriculture. We have a finance officer of this university. We have a controller. We have a director administration. We have a gentry of press and media. Ladies and gentlemen, it really gives me the immense pleasure to welcome the honored guest of today's function. It's a pleasure for this university. It's the privilege of this university. After the establishment of this university on 5th August 2010, I think we are celebrating this type of mega festival or mega seminar where I am finding a great personality like Dr. K.L. Chadha, great personality Dr. Kirti Singh. We have several great personalities who have all the way traveled from every part of the country. I know they had a trouble. I know there must be some problem because some roads are not very good. But in spite of that, with our request, with our efforts by our scientists, by dean, director and students, we could able to draw his attention to this university. And today this is privilege for hosting this great festival by this university. Sir, our chief guest need not need much of introduction. You know, under his dynamic leadership, we have started a Krishi roadmap in this state, sir. This is a unique roadmap that no one state, particularly in this country, they have started so far. Honorable CM of Bihar, who is the spirit behind it, they have constituted a 14 department. They integrate the 14 department into one to develop an entire Krishi roadmap, which clearly reveal the target of work to be done in coming 5 years. And that's why you must have heard so many achievement that Bihar did it in last 2 years. We had the highest production and productivity of rice. We are touching a good amount of productivity of fruits and vegetables. Our state is also migrating towards, I will not say right now even 80%, but migrating towards the organic production of vegetable, fruits, and rice and wheat and grain crop. And our leader, Honorable Sri Narendra Singh Ji, who is such a strong guardian, इतने मजबूत गार्जियन हम लोगों को हैं कि सभी को बांध कर एक रस्सी में ले जाना चाह रहे हैं. Just they have roped it in one thread, right from the department to university to institute. He tried to rope into a single direction and we are moving. And we are adamant, we are decided, we are committed, we are dedicated. And we hope by end of 2020, our state will definitely be in expectation of the developed state, what it should be in terms of agriculture is so far concerned. So far, the productivity is concerned. I was sitting one of the meeting in last week in Delhi. I think most of the state department, most of the state chief secretary and agriculture production commissioner, they were attending the meeting. And our agriculture production has comfortably displayed the yield data, which are not less than Punjab, which are not less than Haryana. So we are very sure under the dynamic leadership of Honorable CM and the leadership body being provided by our Agriculture Minister, definitely moves in a very positive direction to the extent where we can have the maximum yield point, and that days are not very far off. We have Justice Navniti Prasad Sinha. Apart from the judicial engagement, why I watch it, we had a morning walk with him today for 3 hours. It started from 6 o'clock up to 9 o'clock. I'm so happy being a justice, a judiciary man who decide everything of the fate of a country, decide the fate of many things. He had such a wonderful and keen interest in horticulture, particularly, definitely he had interest in agriculture, but he has such a keen interest in horticulture particularly. I cannot imagine it, the depth of knowledge he has. They try to discuss with us such a scientific land, which really reveals that Justice Sinha is really have an immense interest in horticulture. And that's why when I approach him to be a guest of today's function, it's very difficult, sir. I get it, pardon, Honorable Minister, sir, and Honorable Navniti Sinha ji. Generally, the combination of politician and judiciary, they never come together. But, sir, we are just talking, sir. Sir, I say, when I approached Justice Navniti Sinha, and I was very scared because politician is coming. It's a coincidence, such a mutual understanding between our politician and justice, and we got both of them here on the desk. Sir, you decide the thing, our minister lead the thing, and probably the university will get a bless out of the minister and out of the justice who is sitting over here, because this university is a very new baby that has hardly spent 2.5 years of the establishment, sir. Sir, we have a guest like Padma Shri Dr. K.L. Chadha. I don't know many of my students whether knows or not, many of my young scientists knows or not. If I say horticulture, start from Dr. Chadha and end up with Dr. Chadha. It is Dr. Chadha who initiated all NRC, National Research Center, in the whole country. He is the man so visionary, he is the man of so dedicated, he is a man who always dream of horticulture, and they try to execute and plan the entire thing, horticulture in the countries. We are so fortunate, ladies and gentlemen, we are so fortunate, my young scientists, my all young boys and girls. We are so scientists that we have a person like Dr. Chadha who is going to speak, after the inaugural function that will be chaired by Justice Sinha. You will see that the depth of knowledge. We being this position, if we talk to Chadha, we always show we are making a dip in a well, whereas Dr. Chadha is a sea, where we cannot approach it anything over there. It's all affection of Dr. Chadha. It's all respect to our institutions, and at least I have this privilege to get a blessing all the time. Whenever I approach for anything, Dr. Chadha never said no to me, and that's why, in spite of whatever his engagement is still in this age, Dr. Chadha is so engaged right from morning to evening. You never find young boys, you must take a lesson from him. I am also taking the lesson from him. Even he sit in the office, in this age, right from 10 o'clock, he left the office by 8 o'clock in the evening. They have a lunch box. He sit in the office, he take his lunch in the office, then in the evening, he goes to the house. So we are really privileged. Sir, the university, on behalf of me, the Vice Chancellor, is very grateful to you, and you spare the time, sir. We are very grateful. We have another personality in horticulture, Dr. Kirti Singh, 6 tenure Vice Chancellorship in 6 universities, and he became the chairman of Agriculture Scientist Recruitment Board. Probably many of scientists must have faced him. Dr. Kirti Singh is a man of vegetable. Now if I start how many varieties, how many he did it, I think the entire time I will lose it rather than I will not able to mention him. Kirti Singh is so great man, so generous man. Whenever we approach to him, sir, we need your blessing. We got the blessing, and in spite of your problem, when I insist you to come over here, you never say no, and you have come over here, sir. I am very grateful, sir, and thanks very much. My colleagues, sitting Dr. Patel, your chairman of Horticulture, he did it a wonderful job. He tried to organize the thing. He tried to make a shape of the entire programs with support of Dr. Rai and Dr. So many scientists. They have clubbed together. They have come up with expectations. Sir, we have a lot of dignitaries to welcome it. To name few is possible. To name all, for me it will not be possible. We have a scientist, Balraj Singh, a man of protected agriculture. Now he became a director. We have Ravi Shankar, who is a man of fruits, sir. He is heading one of the biggest institute in Central Horticulture Research Institute in Lucknow. We have Dr. K.K. Singh. We have so many delegates. Sir, to name you, I get it pardon from you. It won't be possible for me. Sir, during the journey of last 2.5 years of this university, what we did it, sir, we tried to show it on the field, sir. There are two ways of explaining the entire thing. That's why I took your time in the morning and tried to explain the thing on the ground, what we did it for last 2.5 years, sir. The university is very new, sir. We have to walk along, but during 2.5 years, what we did it towards the research, towards the education, towards the extension. Sir, this is a unique university which has a 4 mandate. Many of the university have only 3 mandates, that is called teaching, that's a research, that's called extension. But the 4th mandate this university got is a training of science, training of my teachers, training of entrepreneurs, training of farmers. So training got the 4th pillar of this university, generally 3 pillars in most of the university. Sir, during 2.5 years, my all dean director has really did a wonderful job. We started Center of Excellence of Teaching, we started mass communications, we started research. Right now this university has 9 international projects collaborating with the different part of the world. 9 international projects. We are running on approximately not less than 70 to 75 research project program funded either by the other agency and funded by the universities. Sir, we have a collection of scientists. We recently appointed 165 scientists. If you look at the employment generation of this university, which we created 2.5 years, we have not less than 465 scientists working with us in the whole campus and the colleges what we have located. Sir, we have the scientists from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. It's such a heterogeneous combination of scientists you will rarely find anywhere, sir. We have the scientists from Kerala, we have scientists from Kashmir, and they are so sportingly working on. They are getting so good support. We have a dynamic director, we have dynamic director research, and we are traveling along with them, sir. Sir, this is the university which we try to plan to do it. Now friends, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the inaugural function of the seminar on national climate changes and Indian horticulture. This is the time that we should deliberate it. This is the time we should think of. This is the time every scientist should be alerted, virtually by their science. If you are not going to be alerted, probably things may be going to be worse. There is no need of saying anything what is going to be happen in climate changes, what the thing will happen, how we should plan it. You have to decide, you have to think of, you have to plan the research. Right now it is the time we can do it. I am sure, sir, the deliberation which is going to be for 2 days, 2.5 days, the last date, the validity sessions, probably we are going to have it. The outcome of the entire program of the discussions will be form of a policy decision, which I am going to in turn submit to the government of Bihar, which in turn will be a force for understanding the type of research program the university has to take a lead. We will try to take advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I can simply say, whatever the discussion, the outcome of your discussion will come, definitely the university will also get a advice. Definitely the university will also get a suggestion from you, the type of work we will have to do it. If any policy issue has to be changed, we will definitely put up before Honorable Agriculture Minister, in turn Honorable Agriculture Minister will put up to our Honorable Chief Minister of Bihar. Sir, for a fortunate thing, 2 days before, our agriculture minister with Honorable CM, he had himself showed his interest to come to the university, but unfortunately he has to go back. He couldn't able to come up because it was he created this university. It was he had given a funding for this university to establish the entire infrastructure, and whatever the infrastructure we are going to have it. Ladies and gentlemen, my request, my advice to my all senior colleagues, definitely go and see the type of infrastructure we are creating it. Everything is state-of-art facility, so that the student can have definitely get a good training program here. Whenever they go, they must not feel that they have not been taught in these universities. I don't like to take much of time. Many of the things I'll have to share with you, but I'm around here. You will like to listen our Honorable Agriculture Minister, our Honorable Justice over here, who is going to just give us a guide, just give us a line of thinking where we can go in a direction where we can think of more research program. I can simply say in the last, I know you must have some problem. I know either while traveling, while staying. My young boys and young girls, they did a wonderful job for their arrangement. I think whatever the thing they did it. If anything goes wrong, please, I should owe the entire responsibility in the head of the Vice Chancellor. I am fully responsible if anything happens by mistake, by chance, I owe the responsibility. I never allow any of my scientists to take any blame to them. Let the Vice Chancellor should share the entire responsibility what the scientists did it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. This university, under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor and of course the guardianship of our Honorable Minister of Agriculture, has attained a greater height of excellence. In the term of excellent academic atmosphere, significant research, need-based training, and of course the outstanding extension program, sir. So within a very short span of time, as our Honorable Vice Chancellor has said, 2.5 years,